Yo, 30 more seconds and we're on.
Yo, Renee.
Hey, we're on, Earl. We're on live too. Hey, guys, what's up? This is your boy Renee with Speaking Out Loud. Along with me is Mr. Earl Robinson, huge Packer fan. How do you feel this morning, bro?
Pumped. I'm excited. Ready for beer.
There you go, getting it up nice and early. JB's going to join us here in just a second. He's having some technical difficulties with his laptop, so hopefully he gets that shit figured out. But damn, bro. So tell me, just before we get going, just to kind of crunch up some time, you woke up this morning. How you feeling?
Excited all week.
Did you feel like this? Did you feel like this?
I care to expand on that.
I just woke up feeling real dangerous. Yeah.
Was that you this morning?
I woke up and I watched Lil Wayne's new song on the Packers. Did you see that drop?
I saw it drop. I didn't listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly wasn't very good, but it's still kind of cool that he it's like a hype video. It's not like an actual song, you know?
Yeah.
But it's cool. Last time he dropped one was in 2010 when we won the Super Bowl. Right, Borba?
No.
JB, what's up?
Is it too glary behind me?
Yeah, you look awful.
All right, hold on.
All right, but anyway, so that Lil Wayne song drop, I haven't heard it. I'll probably listen to it just to hype myself up. Earl, as of right now, we got some money on the Packers today. Does that make you a little more nervous?
I mean, it always makes me nervous to bet for my team.
He's nervous either way.
Yeah. I don't like betting on the Packers.
Come on now.
I don't like the prospect of double disappointment.
Hey, Borba, I just want to tell you, this is how Earl woke up this morning.
I care to expand on that.
I just woke up feeling real dangerous. Yeah.
Either he didn't think that was funny or it was delayed.
Like, what?
All right, bro.
I didn't even see it.
Oh, that sucks. It's just Baker Mayfield saying he woke up.
I know. Yeah, I was feeling a little dangerous. Yeah, I saw that clip though during the week or after
Renee,
the game or whatever.
Is that water that you're drinking on game day?
It's vodka.
No, it's not. You told me you're pouring water
He's
before.
been drinking water for the past month. He's been drinking water the past month. He's had nothing to play for.
Well, we got a little special scenario where Renee gets the shotgun of beer to start us off this morning.
Is that right?
Yeah. Remember?
All right. Well, let me get one. But while I go get it, hey, JB, one rule today.
Yeah.
Don't bring up the trash-ass Vikings, okay?
And
Well,
I
don't
won't
bring up the
I won't
Cowboys.
bring up the
We're
Cowboys.
good.
I won't bring up the Cowboys. Does that
Right,
sound like a fair deal?
That's not even. We're in the second round of the playoffs, dude. We've been sitting out the last 3 weeks. I don't know why we'd bring up old stuff. Come
No, I
on
just
now.
want to. We seem to do this every freaking time, so I just want to, just start the show.
No, dude.
Cowboy, no Viking shit.
that's why Renee
don't
changed
trigger
his
me.
background so you can only see Kobe and not the ugly Cowboy family.
It's the way it's set up. But anyways, all right, bro. So let's start off with let's start off with the Bills and Ravens. Borba, tell me what the Ravens have to do to win this game.
Ravens of course, they gotta have a dominant run game, but Lamar's gonna have to complete passes, and I think the biggest thing for that defense, the defense is number one. The Ravens defense is number one in blitzing percentage. They blitz 44% of the time, and their passing defense is actually really good. They kind of shut Ryan Tannehill down. That's not saying a lot. Ryan Tannehill's not a great thrower, but they shut down Ryan Tannehill and those receivers pretty well last week. And they don't allow a lot of 20-yard plus plays downfield. They don't allow, yak yards after the catch. So they got to really play good. This guy, they got to really play good secondary defense today. And I think they're on a really good page right now. Their whole secondary, if they play good, I mean, I think they got a chance to win. I mean, I think they got a legit chance to win today. It might be an upset to some people.
Is it really considered an upset?
The way I don't know. I think it is because the Bills are like the red hot team, I guess, going into the playoffs, at least on the AFC side. And the Ravens are kind of they're turning into a hot team. Like their defense is cooking. They're getting pressure. They got to get pressure on Josh Allen for sure and play solid secondary defense, force a turnover or two, and they have a great chance of winning.
Can I push back on you on that statement just a little bit?
Sure.
Is it fair to say that? I understand that the Ravens are getting hot, but is it fair to say that they haven't played anybody? Are we overhyping this Ravens team considering the teams that they have beat? Let me just read off to you the teams that they beat that they're just on this hot streak, right? So they beat the Titans last week, but the Titans have the worst defense, one of the worst defenses in the NFL. I believe they're ranked at 30 on pass yards and rush yards given up. But I mean, they beat. I'm sorry, I got this up here right here. 1 second. So they beat the Browns. I'm sorry, again. Bengals, Giants, Jaguars, and then Browns and Cowboys. The last time they lost was to the Steelers, and that was because Lamar Jackson didn't play. I mean, outside of the Browns, did they really play anybody?
Well, here's the thing. Here's why I think it could be an interesting matchup because the Bills have a hard time kind of stopping the ground game. So if the Ravens get control and they can, pound the rock like that and Lamar does his thing, I think they can control the game. Especially if they got a lead or if it's a close game, they can stay in control. They don't have to go outside the game plan. They don't got to force Lamar to be uncomfortable to throw the ball more than he wants to. And that allows the defense to play better also. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Can that Ravens defense slow down the Bills though? I think that's the question.
Can they handle the Bills?
Can they slow down the Bills? Because I don't know that Lamar Jackson, they've turned it on lately, but I don't know that they can score 30 points. And so I think it's going to come down to can the Ravens defense hold the Bills closer to 21, 24 tops for the Ravens to have a chance. And I agree, the Ravens defense has been playing good lately, so that's going to be a good matchup. But yeah. I think the Ravens on offense are still – they're playing better, but I don't think they're going to put up 31, 35 points.
See, I hate to just be shitting on the Ravens all the time, especially on Lamar Jackson. I'm just not sold on them. They put up 20 points against a 30-ranked team defense, and on top of that, Lamar Jackson didn't throw for a touchdown. It was a rush for 40 yards on a broken defensive play. So as far as me feeling comfortable with Lamar Jackson be able to handle this defense, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Bills defense isn't top 5, but it's in the top 10 at least, I think. And they're finally healthy. That's the one thing about that I think people are forgetting about the Bills is that defense is finally healthy. They got 2 studs on DBs, Josh Norman and White. They also got a solid safety. That D-line's not looking too shabby, but I believe they're ranked 12 or 13 against the run, and that's the one thing that the Ravens do well. But let me drop this on you guys. It's supposed to snow, right? It's super cold. Lamar Jackson's never played in the snow, so he says. Do you feel like that's a factor because the Bills can dial in on the rush and force Lamar to start throwing the ball? How do you guys think that plays out? Whoever wants to jump in.
You can go ahead. Okay. So I think this is exactly why a team like the Bills drafted a guy like Josh Allen, because I think he can play in all elements. So that's a huge advantage for Buffalo, first of all. Can Lamar do it? I don't know. But, I mean, when you run the ball, if you can run the ball successfully, then you really don't have to throw. at least uncomfortable throws or whatever. So it just depends because I mean I think it depends the way the game's going. If the game's going in Baltimore's favor, I think the weather elements shouldn't really matter as much. And the same for Bills. Like if Bills have to throw the ball, I don't think it's really going to matter that much. So I don't see weather playing a huge part. Of course it can, but I just, the way these teams are set up, it could favor them either way. I feel like.
Yeah, to piggyback off that, I don't think the Bills will have an issue. Like Borber said, that's why they drafted Josh Allen. He's got a big arm, he's got a big hand. Like he'll be fine gripping the ball. From the Ravens' perspective, I don't think it's gonna factor in that much for Lamar throwing the football because he doesn't really throw deep anyway. And so if you're just doing the 10 to 20, maybe 25-yard throws, like I don't think that'll be a factor as much. But where it'll be interesting to is if the field is slick and Lamar can't be as elusive in the pocket because he's fallen down because of the snow, then that's going to be a huge disadvantage for the
Ooh, that's actually a good take. I didn't think about that because one of his biggest abilities is being able to cut on the dime, right? So that is going to be interesting. Earl's cutting up on my side. Is he cutting up on your side, Borba?
I think he froze for a second.
All right. Well, what did the Bills, JB? What do the Bills have to do today to get this dub?
I think first of all, you got to put it into the ground game. You got to get a fast start on offense. You got to get a lead, possibly force a turnover. But I don't think you're going to force too many turnovers with Baltimore. So I think you just got to start off fast on offense, and then defensively you got to hone in on the ground game. If you can stop the ground game, get 3rd and 7s, 3rd and longs, force them to pass, then I think that's the formula right there, honestly. So we'll just have to see how that plays out for the Bills. But I think they can, if they do that, then they'll be solid. Their pass defense is good. I think their pass, like Ravens, they only have, Lamar's looking at Mark Andrews or Hollywood Brown. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, those are his first 2 reads all the time, stuff out of the backfield. And then if you could just put a stop to that, then I think the Bills got a good chance today.
For sure.
My internet timed out.
Oh, you're good. Earl, Borba was just telling us what the Bills have to do to win. Let me go to you real quick. Let me ask you this. If Borba did mention that they need to start fast, do you think if the Bills start off slow, because we saw the Bills do seem to kind of start slow every so often when they play good defense, do you think that this is a case where they can start slow and still win the game, or is it just that you have to smack them in the mouth and keep it rolling?
I think they can start slow offensively as long as their defense steps up and gets some stops. But if they start off with 2 punts and the Ravens go up 14-0, like that might be tough for them. So I think they'll be fine. Like they don't have to come out and put up 21 points in the first half to win. So I think that the Ravens also kind of start slow. Like look at last week, they were down 10 points.
Yeah, and that's the last thing. That's the last thing you want if you're Baltimore. If you start off slow against this team, gosh, that could get ugly. It can get ugly. So let's hear it. Y'all ready to give y'all's picks?
I'm gonna take the Bills.
Yeah, I think so.
Bills Mafia all day. What's the scores? What are we getting?
I'm gonna go 28-17 Bills.
I like that score. I'm gonna go 30-20. Bills win.
I like Earl's score, but just to be a little different, I'm gonna go with 27-13 Bills. 27-13. It's crazy because the line is -2. I mean, well, -2 Bills, +2 Baltimore. So that's kind of interesting that Vegas is seeing it as they're seeing it as a closer game than anybody else is, really. But all right, let's move on to.
Yeah, I could see it being a close game.
Yeah, I want it. the only way Baltimore wins is if that defense just balls out, really, I think.
Yeah.
I just don't – I don't see that offense. If the offense – I mean, the offense can put up 20 points, but that defense has to ball out, and I just don't see that. I just don't see it happening. I mean, of course it can happen. We're definitely making a guess here, but I just can't see it happening.
I think it will be a close game, and then Buffalo will score at the end to kind of seal it and go up by 2 scores.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, E-Rob, your Packers playing the Rams. Aaron Donald, A-Rod. Here's my question. Let's start off with Davante Adams against Jalen Ramsey. Davante Adams, in my opinion, right now, best wide receiver in the NFL. Jalen Ramsey, best cornerback in the NFL. Borba, who wins this matchup and why?
I don't know if there's going to be a winner, but I think Jalen Ramsey is going to make plays. Davante Adams is going to make plays. It's going to depend. I don't think Jalen Ramsey can shut down Davante Adams by himself the whole game. They're going to have to roll over coverage, give him different looks defensively, and then of course I think Aaron Rodgers likes getting the ball out of his hands fast. So I mean, Davante Adams, he's going to win. It's going to be 50-50. I feel like, they're both going to make plays, but who can make the bigger plays that are going to change the game and help their team get the dub at the end of the day? I mean, that's the hard thing, but I think both are going to do well today. Jalen's going to give up some plays, of course. I mean, no corners. Is there really a true lockdown corner in the league? I mean, I guess Jalen's the closest to it, but it's just the way the league's set up. I mean, he'll make some plays. Davante will make some plays. It's how everybody else plays around him. Yeah,
we know.
I don't know why. Come on now. That's awful.
He used to lock down Stephon Diggs twice a year.
No, he did not. Let's not even see. Look, this is how I get triggered into Vikings talk. Y'all start talking about
the Vikings. I'm talking about Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs tore y'all up last year. Remember that 50-yard bomb that Kirk threw, his only completion of the game? All right, we're not talking about that anymore. So I'm saying it's a 50-50 matchup. Jalen's gonna win. Devontae, I don't care.
Take the bait.
I don't care.
You're taking the bait. I love how you baited him into that. But okay, Earl. So going off of you, Borba, what I read today is that the Rams actually run a lot more zone defense than they do man-to-man. So me and Earl were talking off of this, but in my opinion, I think we're going to see Davante Adams in the slot, and he's just going to tear up that zone one by one. Okay. And then they're going to have to force Jalen Ramsey to guard him, and I think that's when Jalen Ramsey gets exposed. I'm not saying Adams is going to have 150 yards on this guy. I think he's going to get a couple, big key plays, big first downs that are going to move the sticks and essentially finish the drive for the best red zone team in the NFL right now. But go ahead, Earl. What's your take on Davante against Jalen or the Rams defense as a whole?
So no knock on Ramsey. I think that Ramsey's definitely a top 5 corner in this league. But outside of when he pretty much shut down DK Metcalf twice this year, outside of those 2 games, we didn't hear of Jalen Ramsey. The reason that he got so much publicity this year is those 2 matchups. And I think DK is one of the best receivers in the league, but DK is a different receiver than Davante. DK is just so big and fast that it's a different matchup. Whereas I think Davante is such a good route runner that it's going to be a tougher matchup for Ramsey. And so I honestly don't know that they'll match Ramsey up on Adams the entire game. I could see them putting Ramsey on the number 2 receiver and then doubling Adams.
Yeah.
I agree. I think they're going to sit in zone and try to keep everything in front of them, and it's not going to be good. It's also snowing in Lambeau, right? They're expecting snow as well.
Yeah,
below 30 degrees. what do y'all think as far as offenses going head to head with the defenses? Jared Goff, he's not 100%. We saw it last week. It doesn't look great, and that's 100% the reason why it's hard to lean towards the Rams. But Borba, what do the Rams have to do? I mean, I know you're going to say run the goddamn ball because you've been sucking off on the running game on the Packers all year.
No, I haven't. Shut up. Rams just got to play. I think they got to play fast. Sean McVay's always, coming out. At least those first 15 plays. Those scripted plays. They're always coming out. They got it's high tempo. There's people moving all around before the snap. They're getting the ball. Jared Goff's getting the ball out of his hands quick. Mixing the run, quick throws. But then the interesting thing is the way the game's going to play out. How can Jared Goff handle a pass rush? How can he handle reading the coverage and all that? So the thing about Jared Goff that I've noticed if when he's uncomfortable, holds the ball, fumbles. I mean, that's the scary thing. If I'm a Rams fan, protect the ball. Jared Goff's got to protect the ball, eat the sack, don't fumble. But just take the ball this game. I think that's really important because I think that Rams defense is gonna help them win. Give them a good chance to win. It's up to Jared Goff and that offense though to secure the ball, convert on third downs, and just play clean offense, clean, fast, efficient offense. That's when they're clicking. Is when their offense is moving fast. When they're fast paced, in and out of the huddle, no huddling, quick screen throws. Just little gadget plays like that. Like Sean McVay, that's how he likes to run his offense.
Earl, what do the Packers got to do to win this game?
I think we just gotta stop the run on defense. Make Goff throw the football because if he's anything like he was last week, he can't throw. He's going to struggle to throw in the snow, and he looks very uncomfortable. So if we can stop the run, then I'm not worried about our defense. And then offensively, we just got to protect Rodgers. Darnold, what is it? Leonard Floyd, I think, is their other really good defensive end. So they got a really good pass rush. Our left tackle got injured and is missing the season a couple weeks ago. So that'll be an interesting matchup. But I think if we can run the ball so that they can't just pin their ears back in pass rush, I think our offense will be fine. And I think that as long as we can protect Rodgers, we'll be good.
Yeah, I agree. Stat that I saw is Floyd and Darnold, I think, are the leading sackers in the league right now. So that's going to be interesting, especially with that y'all's left tackle. That kind of hurts. But at the end of the day, that offensive line is playing the best. You guys have given up the fewest sacks in the NFL as well. So let's not act like the team's just the offensive line is just trash. I think my breakout player for today, though, is going to be Aaron Jones. I think they got to run the ball. They got to establish that in order to open up the passing game. So I think Aaron Jones goes off. But let's go ahead and close this show out. Borba, who's winning?
This one was a tough one for me. I honestly feel if the Rams can play good defense and just control the ball on offense, that they have a really good chance of winning and establishing a good ground game and being the more physical team. Because I've always said it, I feel like if you're more physical against the Packers, you have a really good chance of beating them. So this game's tough. If anything, I'm going with the upset. I'm going to go Rams today.
He couldn't say it.
28-27. Rams win.
You want to put any money on that?
28-27. No. He's so mad.
Oh, who's winning?
I'm gonna take the Packers 34-20. I think signing Snacks Harrison is going to be huge for our defense. He got some reps week 17 in Chicago, but putting him up there with Kenny Clark, that's what we needed was a run stopper. And so I think moving him back and running the ball on him and Kenny together on the inside is going to be tough, especially when we don't have to worry about Goff throwing it deep.
Borba.
Yeah,
It's cold as hell here in Roswell, and it's freezing as hell out there in Lambeau Field. There's an MVP out there that's not going to let this team go down. It doesn't matter if it's warm or it's cold, baby. You got some eyes for you. Packers by 10. Let's go! Let's go! This is Speaking Out Loud, man. Appreciate y'all joining the show.
Jesus Christ.